some Chick-fil-A. It's chilly, but it's okay. Okay. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. Cue the Hannah Montana music. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Ooh. Need to raise this up. 3, 2. Oh. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Ooh. Welcome back to another episode of Mindful Moments. I'm your host, Jada. Lowe. Y'all like my Hannah Montana intro? Hannah Montana was a time, baby. Shout out to Miley. What a time. What a time. How y'all doing? How y'all feeling? How y'all looking? Did y'all, what was the last thing that I asked y'all? Because y'all had some homework for the other episode. I asked y'all to write down where you were, confidence level. Yeah, how's y'all's confidence? That was the last episode where we talked about being confident and assessing where you were and where you wanted to be. I didn't forget. But anywho, how y'all doing? I'm doing good. I'm feeling good. Y'all, my back is better. My back's better. My back is better. Y'all pray for me, please. Pray for you, girl. Pray for me. Anywho, let's get into it. Jada, cut that after I say let's get into it. So, through therapy and just let me not put it on nothing else because I really realized this in therapy and it was just a truth, big pill that I had to swallow. I realized that a lot of the things that I wanted that I didn't get was because I didn't speak up for myself. So that's what I wanted to talk about. I want to talk about self-advocacy, advocating for yourself and speaking up and saying it with your chest and saying and communicating your expectations, your wants, what you need so you can get the things that you want out of life. But yes, I realized that when it comes to relationships, when it comes to business, when it just comes to life in general, you can really be hurting yourself by not speaking up for what you want. Or even just asking, like, closed mouths don't get fed is a real thing. It is a real thing. And I realized, like, I can't blame nobody else when I never communicated what I wanted, what I expected. Even if the worst thing could... It's the vacuum again. Even if the worst thing was them saying no, you still didn't even give yourself a good opportunity to have the possibility of even getting it. And I just realized that the stuff that I wanted, the stuff that I desired, even when it comes to like praying, you have not because you ask not. What would you do if God told you insert your name, the reason why you don't have what you say you want is because you haven't said anything? And granted, God knows. But sometimes I feel like God just be wanting us to say something. Like, say it, like, speak it, speak it. On the other side, with the same, some of the unfortunate things that happened to me was because I didn't speak up for myself. So just like I was withholding the good things, unfortunate things also happened because I didn't advocate for myself, because I didn't speak up for myself. And that was a hard truth too, because now I'm trying to find the balance of learning when to speak up for myself, how to speak up for myself, and understanding the consequences of not doing so. And so that's just one of the areas that I've grown in, and I'm still learning. I'm still learning how to speak up for myself. Time to be transparent. Woohoo. So I'm trying for when the relationship, I can't even get it out. For whenever God sends me my man, I know one of the things that I'm going to have to do is speak up for myself. I'm going to have to like communicate my expectations, communicate the things that I value, communicate the things that I want, the things that I need. And it's like, ooh, whew, 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 woo wee. But I know that, and even in friendships too, I'm gonna have to communicate and speak up for myself, and to know, Jada, it's okay to do that. It's okay to do that. But yeah, it's still, I'm working through it, and I say that because it's still, the thought of it still makes me itch, but I'm working through it. We're getting there. She's working through it. I'm capable of doing it. I can speak up for myself. Say it with me. I can speak up for myself. But yeah, it's okay. Hear me out. It's gotten a lot better, but I'm seeing other ways that that's going to have to be tested, because it's easy to like apply these things with yourself, but when it comes to involving other people, that's when you have to, still go the extra mile to speak up for yourself. But my ultimate hope is that the work I'm doing now will translate into not just platonic and romantic relationships, but also like business relationships. Like I want to be like a businesswoman, and like I want people to invest in the things that I plan on doing in the future. And it's like you can't do that if you don't speak up. If like you meet these people and you just tell them your name, you're gonna have to speak up. And when they ask you, what's this about? What's this? Boom, boom, boom. You're gonna have to say boom, boom, boom and speak up for what you want. Worse, when I'm learning to be okay with people saying no and being proud of the fact that I put it out there anyway. And I know that that's just gonna keep coming. It's okay. But still applying that same thing to those areas, even business wise too. Um, I think one of the reasons why it was so hard for me to advocate for myself, maybe I believe y'all, it was just because I was a little bit naive. I just honestly assumed that people knew. Um, I didn't feel like it had to be crazy specific, but I like more specifically relationally. I just assumed that people just, if people treat you right, then that's good for you. But it's not necessarily, while it works, I don't think it creates longevity, because we change with time, and people change with time, and people need different things in different seasons. And so if you just go through life assuming that people know how you should be treated, if people know your worth, if people know not to play with you, then you're kind of putting yourself in a bad spot. So it's like now when you get hurt, and now when people start playing with you, you looking like boo boo the fool, when in all actuality you never spoke up for yourself. And I'm learning, like, if you speak up for yourself by letting somebody know that they can't play with you, that they can't violate this line, that they can't cross this boundary, and when they try to, standing more firm in that, then they know not to play with you. If you show somebody through your words and your actions that you know what you're worth, that you know your value, when they try to treat you as anything less than that, and you step away from it, now they're like, oh, she really don't play by herself. I don't. And I just made the mistake of always assuming that people knew. And then it put me in a bad spot. And this was where therapy helped me, because she asked me, she was like, well, did you say that to the person? Like, did you say that to these people, that this was what you wanted? And I was like, not really. Or in a way that was indirect. She was like, that's why. If you never communicated, how can you expect somebody to just automatically know? And sometimes people only do what they've seen or what works for them. Even if it's like, even if it's coming from a genuine place, it can only get you so far, because it can still boil down to that just simply not being the type of genuine that you need. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I just, that was my biggest mistake, just assuming people knew. Just assuming. And I've just been able to advocate for myself by realizing that I wasn't. Because when I realized that a lot of my uh problems, I guess you could say, not just relationally but just in general, was because I didn't speak up for myself. It was like, you know how you had those moments where it's like, what's going on? This seems to be a recurring theme. So when I realized that was a recurring theme, that was when I started working on speaking up for myself. And the other than therapy led me to this thing that I'm about to say now. But the biggest thing that's also helped with advocating for myself is just saying it. Just say it. I guilt is not a product of, but guilt is one of those things that I found personally shows up in different areas. And it's because she's a recovering people pleaser. So when I put myself first, and advocating for yourself is you putting yourself first. And it's not because you don't love the other person um or love the relationship, or because you don't care about whatever aspect you're applying you advocating for yourself too. It's because and only for you, what if only for you, it's because in order for you to show up as your best self, you have to communicate what you need so you can show up as your best self. And the guilt comes in because it's like, well, if you tell Jada, if you tell them that, they're going to see you as being overbearing, or they're going to see you as doing too much. Or what if they can't meet it? That's okay. That is okay. But I had to learn, and therapy has really helped me with this too, to not feel guilty with putting yourself first, because putting yourself first helps you to be able to pour from a full cup, and it helps you to be able, putting yourself first helps you to show up. Advocating for yourself helps you to show up, because when you don't advocate for yourself, you're showing up, you end up showing up with resentment is what it ends up getting to, because you end up resenting these people, resenting the person, resenting the situation for it not meeting your needs when it could have all along, or to a certain extent if you would have just communicated what you needed to help you to show up and to help you operate in the way you should be operating in. And so when I let go of the guilt, it's still a task. Don't get me wrong, still a task. It's still a task, but reminding myself that it's for the best is what's helped me. And just not, because I would often let the guilt settle and just not say anything. So imagine assuming, feeling guilty, and then not saying nothing. And imagine that being like a repeated cycle. So I just got to the point where when I realized that one of the main ways for me to get what I want would be to advocate for myself, I just started saying it. And it's been a game changer, because now in certain aspects of my life, people know how to deal with me now. And not even in a way where it's like people are scared, but just in a way where people know not to come on a weird type of time. And if they do, speaking up for myself then. And it's helped me to see like, it's helped me to poke my chest out a little bit, not gonna care. It's helped me to just realize like don't say it too loud. It's okay to speak up for yourself. If they don't, you can't fault them if they don't know. You have to make them aware of it. Business wise, if you know you're worth this and somebody's trying to pay you this, but you're worth more than that, tell them the price. Worst come to worst, they go to somebody else. Fine. Relationally, if somebody's doing something that you may not accept or may not agree with, and they try to have a hoopla because you're communicating that, okay. Okay, if somebody's trying to violate a boundary, stand firm in it, say it again. And if they keep trying to violate it, leave them where they tried to violate it at. It's like, speak up for yourself. Just say it. Just say it. My chin about to clip the mic. Goodness gracious. But yeah, y'all, just say it. I learned that when I don't overthink it and just say it, because 9 times out of 10, you're not really overthinking it. You know what you need to say to speak up for yourself. You just overthinking it because you're probably worried about how the person will react or how you can please the person. Just say it. Don't overthink it. Tell people your expectations. Tell people what you need. Oof. Self-advocacy involves telling people how they can help you. That's a big one for me, because I do not like asking people for help. You talking about something that makes me itch? asking people for help. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? But I've gotten better. I've gotten better. Tell people how they can help you. Just do it. Make like a Nike check. I said I wasn't gonna say that. Make like a Nike check and just do it. I said I wasn't gonna say it, but it's been said. But yeah, that's one of the ones that I forgot to mention. Tell people how they can help you. Because even when you don't, I feel like that when you just don't speak up to yourself, it just leads to a lot of resentment, man. It really does. It really does. So tell people how you want to be communicated with, what your expectations are, what you need, how they can help you. Tell people how you coming. And understanding that in some aspects you won't get what you want, let alone what you deserve, unless you use your throat box that God gave you and speak up for yourself. Now, granted, there are times too where you'll speak up for yourself and you still won't get what you're advocating for. And that's okay. But don't let that stop you from speaking up, to keep speaking up from yourself. Because, I mean, that's just life. You're not going to always get what you want. If you want somebody to invest $1 million and they ain't trying to hear none of that, just go to the next person. It's okay. You live and you learn. But at the end of the day, you can say that you got it because they didn't want to give it to you, or they weren't trying to do that amount, not because you didn't speak up for yourself. See what I mean? Yeah. So, the things that I tried to not harp on with advocating for myself, like I talked about guilt, and just as a recovering, for all my people pleasers out there, I like to call us, probably not the best name, PPs. Try not, we'll circle back. But as a recovering people pleaser, I try to remind myself to not feel guilty. And the biggest thing, I don't hesitate. I try my best to not hesitate. If I'm in a situation, and I've been seeing it like business wise too, if I'm in a situation where it's causing me to deter from communicating what I want or just some of the other things I need, I'll say to myself, Jada, you need to go ahead and say it before this conversation ends. And I'll say it. Don't hesitate. Don't hesitate. Find a good spot to fit it in. Find where there's a break in the convo. And I'm speaking business wise, but just in general. And just don't hesitate, because every time you hesitate, it's gonna breed a sense of not advocating for yourself and not speaking up, and holding it off. And that's time that you could have, it's time where they could have known what to do and how to come at you. So don't hesitate, don't feel guilty, and do not sell yourself short. Because you can be advocating for yourself, but not to the fullest extent at which you deserve it. Oof. You could be whispering. Don't whisper for yourself. Speak up for yourself. Say it with your chest. Do not whisper for yourself. Please don't whisper for yourself. You can say, I need this. No, say, I need this. Not in a way where it's like bossy, but in a way where it's assured, to where you know, and you need to communicate it not aggressively but assertively. Yeah. Don't sell yourself short. Please don't, if y'all don't take away nothing else, please don't sell yourself short. Do not sell yourself short. That was my problem too. I sold myself short in the name of, but at least I said something. You're not getting what you deserve. Do you know what you could actually be getting if you actually sat up, put your chest out, and just said it? Not whisper it, not assume it, not let it go, but just say it. Do you know what you can get when you just say it? And even if you don't get it, do you know what you can get within yourself? Confidence that you can speak up for yourself. So just say it. I've also had to learn too that everybody's not going to like you being able to speak up for themselves. You know why? Because they can't speak up for themselves. A lot of the things that people don't like about us is because they don't like that they have it. They don't like that they don't have it. There we go. Sometimes people don't like that you're speaking up for yourself because they see that you can and they can't, or they see that you can and they still haven't. That's not my problem. That is not my problem. And even now, I'm struggling saying that's not my problem because it makes it seem like I don't care. I care more about me than making sure that the situation around me is good to where it causes me to shrink because I didn't speak up for myself. No, no, not anymore. Not anymore. It's not my problem. I care, but not to the point where I have to overextend myself or to the point where I have to shrink. No. So if you have a problem with me speaking up for myself, you need to take that up with the person in the mirror. Go look in the mirror and take it up with them. That's not my problem. It is not my problem. And don't let that be your problem. If somebody want to start acting weird to you because you started to speak up for yourself and because you started to advocate for yourself, no matter what aspect it's in, don't question yourself. Do not question yourself. If you know you did it with good intention, and if you know that it was coming from a place where you needed to do it and you were advocating for yourself, then you've done what you needed to do at the end of the day. Respect yourself enough to speak up. That respect, that's a big word. That's a big word. Respect yourself enough to speak up. And if they don't like it, or if they don't care for it, or if they don't want to abide by it, you keep it pushing. And I've just learned that ultimately speaking up is just, it's a way that you show yourself that you respect you. And it's also a way of self-care. Are you really getting what you want? Are you really getting what you deserve if you haven't communicated what you need from the other person, from the situation, from the client, from the job? Then can you say you're really taking care of yourself? Can you really say that you've put yourself out there to where you're getting what you deserve to the fullest extent, or even to some extent? Respect yourself enough to know, and know that you're worthy enough to communicate those needs, to speak up for yourself, to advocate for yourself. Speaking up for yourself doesn't make you a mean person. Speaking up for yourself doesn't make you this bossy person. Speaking up for yourself makes you a deserving human that deserves to speak up for yourself. That's what it makes you. And so I encourage you to not feel guilty. Don't hesitate. And don't sell yourself short. Speak up for yourself. And I'm going to leave it at that. Speak up for yourself. Please, if you don't do nothing else, just let it marinate in your heart. Say it with your chest. 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 Let that sizzle in your spirit. I will speak up for myself. I will advocate for myself. I will communicate my needs. I will communicate my wants. And I keep feeling this one because I know I'm not the only person. I will let people know how they can help me. I will carry all of them grocery bags in the house before I tell somebody they can help me. But what good is it if you taking them in and you trip and spill the groceries? You could have just asked for help in the first place. But speak up for yourself, y'all. Speak up for yourself. You are worthy of advocating for yourself, even if it makes you cringe in the moment, even if you're still learning how to do it, even if it hurts, even if you feel guilty after doing it. Keep showing up for yourself by speaking up for yourself. You are capable of it, and you are worthy of it. Okay? Respect yourself. RESPECT. Incorporate some self-advocacy. Okay. All right. I love y'all. Know that you're more than capable. Know that you are worthy of speaking up for yourself. You're worthy of advocating for yourself. And I believe in you. I love you guys, and I will see you all in I'll see y'all in the next episode. We're winding down. I'll see y'all in the next episode. I'm gonna do a recap, like recapping the year. So that'll be coming up. So yes, y'all stay on the lookout for that. Follow me on Instagram at O3Hs_Jada. I'll keep y'all posted on when that episode is coming out. Just to recap like 2023 and giving us some good gems and just some good energy as we go into the new year, okay? But meantime, in between time, speak up for yourself, baby. I love you. You're capable and you're worth it, like I said. And I will see you guys in the next episode. Throw it up outside. Throw it up upside down for one time.